I would like to know if the screen is visible. No, I'd like to know if the root of that screen is visible. No, that's fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do is loop through all screens, check if it's visible, get the root. So we're gonna go size ti for I equals 0, I is less than x context. I hate typing that every time. And screens, I plus plus. If, we'll probably need a size tj. And we'll say for j equals 0, j is less than x context. N wins j plus plus. If the thing is, I don't know if I don't even have multiple screens to test this, but I don't know if we should. No, we want to send them to different. Okay, so eventually we want to send them to different. What do you call them? Different streams in FFmpeg. That's, yeah. But I think for the video preview, we don't need to worry about that. I think this is going to be different. And I think we probably also want to do it at a much lower frame rate. Like, we're trying to run this at 60 frames a second. Like, it's not going to be able to fucking do 60 frames a second. That's way too... Well, okay, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it can. Maybe it can. Let's not assume. Let's not assume. We'll make a note. Everything's a to-do, so I can find it later. I don't need to search through different types. We'll say to do, only do this every nth frame. Is it too slow? We don't know yet. So if x context screens I root equals, this is not the most efficient way of doing this, but it's fine, j. Oh boy. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have char is when visible, give us an XCB window T. We're gonna have a char screen visible, XCB screen T. And then here what we're gonna do is we're gonna say if screen visible x context screens plus I more like that. We're gonna say render preview, and we're gonna do it, well, all right, to do restrict the region for multiple screens. Because I think I want to just put them side by side. I think I'm going to put that down there. And this is going to be draw video preview, like that. And this can be size ti. Let me get rid of that. Okay, preview for recording. So we loop through all the screens. If the screen is visible, We're going to draw it. I don't know. Kind of lame. It's just that the screen's a pretty big data structure. But that's a pretty lame way to design your API. But it's also pretty lame to copy around that big data structure when we only need like one field. You know what? No, we don't need a screen visible. If when visible, and we're gonna draw that. Is that right? It might be right eventually, because some of the extensions require that stuff, like all the other stuff in the screen. I don't think the way we're doing it does, so I think we can just do .root. And you have to do it in that region. XCB window T. We'll say root. No, we don't need that. Yeah, so we also need to know if it's parented. So we have the roots here, and we have the windows, yeah. So I think the way we do this is we loop through all these. Yeah, so for I equals 0, I is less than... Oh, this is a problem. This is a problem. The problem is we need to synchronize these. Fuck. I wanted a background thread handling the X events. But we're gonna have a problem synchronizing them, because this is like, these are gonna all change. Maybe the background thread should handle the rendering. I think that's probably true. The background thread should handle the rendering. And the foreground thread handles the events. I don't know, we're still gonna have a problem with this. Like, how does the audio work? It's just because what you read is so small for the audio. Whereas we have to read a whole, like, we have to do quite a bit of processing. I wonder if it makes sense. Because I don't know what you get, like where you get screen tearing. Like I don't know what this will look like if what happens is you copy all, like if you have one thread that does all the rendering into a buffer and then at some point you do a copy. You know what? Maybe that makes sense. I don't want to introduce a mutex, but I think we might have to. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. I think we do. Maybe the rendering thread, just every now and then, just whenever it feels like it copies over, it looks the mutex, copies over its internal buffer to a secondary buffer, and the background thread, the preview thread, should then process that. And it'll be out of sync. It'll be behind, but that's fine. It's just a preview. And we also want that to only happen when the window is visible. I think that makes sense. So I think we should do this backwards. I don't know. I think we should try and do this properly now before we dig a big hole and then have to fill it back in. So let's probe for X windows. And then what we're going to do is launch the video processing thread. This can probably survive, like, yeah, allow audio recording if we can't do desktop recording. To do allow audio if this fails. Couldn't create video processing thread. Error. Do I put that anywhere? I do. The thing is, I just can't imagine this keeping up with demand. But it's fine. Do I store the... I do. Well, alright. P thread T thread ID. Wow. And then we'll open up P thread create. And so we'll go X context thread ID. Null. Grab X. Because it's not just that. Render X stream. Let's say. And the argument. I don't think there's an argument.